What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we take a look at the top 10 business tips from Dana White. If you enjoyed today's video, then be sure to leave a like and to subscribe. Also comment down below letting me know that you subscribed so that you can automatically be entered into this month's shoutout giveaway. Coming in at number 1, we have a game plan. According to Dana White, nothing happens overnight. And while anyone can throw fighters in a cage and name their organization 3 letters, it's not that simple. When starting a business, you need to have a game plan. And you need to figure out what it is that you're going to do with your business for the first year. After surviving your first year, which a lot of business owners have claimed is the hardest year for any business, then Dana says you should then focus on your 3-year plan, which has to be good advice since Dana himself has been the owner of the UFC for over 13 years and is still going strong today. Coming in at number 2, we have you have to work. While starting a business may seem like the absolute best thing to do, because you're picturing that as the owner you can just sit back and relax and count your money, it's simply not that easy. And people who tend to do this very thing seem to fail. According to Dana White, amongst many others, you have to put in a lot of hard work running a business, even more so than your employees. Whether it be promotions or whatever else, Dana also says that running a business never gets any easier and that in fact it gets harder as the years go by. Coming in at number 3, we have believe in your ideas. Dana White has said on multiple occasions that when he got the idea to get into the world of MMA by buying the UFC with a few of his buddies, that everyone thought it was a joke, because the UFC was nothing like it is today and wasn't even close to being as popular. Dana even said that a few of his buddies that invested into the UFC with Dana received tons of hate from their fellow peers by saying that they were wasting their money and their time. However, Dana says that he and his co-owners didn't buy the UFC because that they thought it was going to make them millions of dollars. They bought it simply because they believed in the sport and that they thought the UFC could be a global franchise, and that it has. Dana said that his ultimate goal for the UFC is to make it the biggest sport around, even more so than football, and needless to say, he is definitely on his way there. Coming in at number 4, we have be incentivized. According to Dana White, the reason that boxing as a sport is dying is simply because the fighters have no motivation to keep them doing their absolute best. And the reason behind that is because the multi-million-dollar fighters that boxing has simply try not to get hurt in fights instead of trying to win them, because they already have millions of dollars, so why should they worry about it? In order to be successful in your business, Dana says that it's important that you always find something to incentivize you so that you keep pushing no matter how much money you have. Because the second that you give up or simply don't care anymore, because you have millions of dollars is when everything starts going downhill. Coming in at number 5, we have goals. Dana says that no matter what it is that you're trying to accomplish, whether it be in your life or in your business, it's important that you have goals. Dana recalls him and his fellow owners of the UFC going to a UFC event before they bought it and saying, imagine if they'd done this, or if this was like this, then this thing could be really big. This thing could be a global franchise. So before even purchasing the UFC, Dana and his fellow UFC owners had goals in mind on what it was they wanted to do with the UFC and where they wanted to take it. And they worked hard at accomplishing those goals, and that's exactly what they did. Coming in at number 6, we have build around your beliefs. Like I mentioned previously in this list, Dana said that it's important that you believe in yourself and in your company. However, Dana also says that it's important that you build around your beliefs. And what he means by that is that not everyone is going to believe in the same things as you. However, if you work hard and you invest your time and money and energy into what it is you believe in and make it bigger and better and add more stuff to it, then eventually you will find more customers and more fans, and your business will only keep growing more and more the more you build around it. So it's important that you keep building around your beliefs, because sometimes people don't have the same vision as you. And in order to attract people to something, you have to show them your vision by simply making it a reality. Coming in at number 7, we have know your job. In any business, whether you believe it or not, everyone has a job, even the owner. However, of course the owner isn't going to have the same job as his or her employees, and his or her employees isn't going to have the same job as them. So according to Dana White, it's important that you know what your job is, and that you not only get your job done, but that you get really good at it. Dana White's job as one of the owners and the president of the UFC is that he has to compete with other programs that are on when UFC is on and try to convince everyone to pay to watch his events instead of watching other shows or events. And according to Dana, this isn't easy. And that if you do stay home and pay to watch his events, then he also has to work super hard to make sure his events are entertaining, or you're not going to pay to watch any more of his events. And while your job may be different from Dana's, unless you're running a fighting business, there is still a lesson to be learned here. And it's simply know what you need to do as your role and as owner, and do it. Coming in at number 8, we have timing is everything. According to Dana, everything in life has to do with timing. And timing is one of the main reasons that the UFC has been so successful. Considering that when he and his fellow owners bought the UFC was right when boxing started to go downhill, and that's right when he ran into his now co-owners of the UFC. So timing definitely played a huge role in your business and in your life, no matter the occasion. So be sure you look at life very carefully and that you decide to open or buy a business at the perfect time for your specific business. And if you do, you'll have a way higher chance of success. Coming in at number 9, we have Make It Happen. Dana White is quite the busy man, considering that he has fights happening all over the world, one right after another, and that he has to always be at his events. And while a lot of people would have already given up or found an easy way out, Dana is sticking to staying busy nearly 24/7, with him only getting sleep on his plane from event to event. And while this may mean nothing to you, the big picture here is that if there is something that needs to be done within your business, then do it, no matter how much work it is. Because if you don't make it happen, then no one else will. And this is exactly how a lot of businesses fall behind and can't bounce back. Coming in at number 10, we have Create Great Content. Before the world was how it is today, there wasn't very much to watch on TV, period. However, nowadays, there's tons to watch and it's only getting bigger. So it's important that even if you're not in the business of TV, that you create great content for your business, whether that be on YouTube or in store. Because according to Dana White, having great content has always been the way to go. And you can't really argue with that. By providing great content for your customers or viewers, you only draw more attention to your business and make customers keep coming back for more. Great content works like a drug. Once your customers gets a dosage, then they're hooked and will keep coming back for more.